Hey everyone, welcome back to the Redcat University for another option part install on our Dukono. Now today we're going to install the Aluminum Servo Saver assembly. We've got our hex fly wrenches here, some thread lock, and all we have to do now is get to work. As always, start off with removing the body, and now we have to go and remove the ball studs from the steering. Using a 2.5mm hex driver, remove the ball studs from these three locations. With a 2mm hex driver, remove the two screws that secure the chassis to the front gearbox and the two screws that secure the steering post to the chassis. Turn the truck over and remove the two rear screws that hold the skid to the chassis. And now we can pull the front assembly apart from the chassis. We did go ahead and remove the wheels, so it's a little easier to work on the front end. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the two screws that secure the drag link to the steering cranks. And now we can remove our steering cranks from the steering post. Make sure not to lose the steering bushings, these are going to be reused on the new cranks. And slide out the plastic drag link. We're almost ready to install the aluminum cranks, but first we have to remove the Servo Saver assembly from the stock plastic cranks. Unscrew the nut from the Servo Saver post. Once the Servo Saver nut is loose, set it aside. Pull off your plastic top steering crank, pull off the top steering arm, and push the post out of the lower crank. Now insert the steering post tube into the lower crank, followed by the top steering arm. Add a small dot of thread lock to the threads, and reinstall the Servo Saver nut. And here's the new Aluminum Servo Saver assembly. Note that we did screw the Servo Saver nut down 1.5mm from the top. Next, transfer over any bearings that remain in the steering cranks to the new aluminum cranks. Slide the new aluminum cranks back on the steering posts. Slide the new aluminum drag link into place. Add some thread lock to your steering assembly screws. Reinsert the steering bushings and attach the cranks to the drag link. Here's a look at the new aluminum cranks installed. Now we could reassemble the truck in reverse order in which we took it apart. Remember to use thread lock on all screws that go into metal. The new, more durable aluminum steering servo saver assembly is installed, and this truck is ready for some more action. Please take a look at the description below for part numbers and link to the product. And we'll see you back here soon for another Redcat University how-to.